Hey guys, Joe here again, and today I'm bringing you the Chris Reeve Sebenza 25 knife clone. Now, if you saw my recent video of the Direware Hyper 90, I got this from that same exact seller at the exact same time. So I was able to get this also within 8 days, which is incredible. And now, I'm going to show you this video. I'm going to show you this knife, but I'm a little disadvantaged because I've never had a Sebenza. As I mentioned in another video of mine, that was like a kind of like a knockoff of a Sebenza, but a much cheaper one. That I only handled like once or twice in my life, and maybe for a grand total of a minute or two. And that's because a friend had one. Oh, look at my Sebenza, take a look. Oh, wow, you know. And I don't like messing with people's stuff that's very expensive, especially when somebody intros like, yeah, this knife cost me $400. I mean, even though I handle my knives with, with kid gloves, I'm always afraid that with someone else's stuff, oh my God, I'm gonna drop it, or you never know. So I can't say I actually, remember the experience that well. It was basically, oh yeah, that's nice, look at it and hand it right back. So I'm going to be basically doing this review as a look on how this knife is and whether it's worth getting, but not really so much as a compare to the other knife, because again, I've never owned one, so it's tough for me to compare. But anyway, enough with the talking. Let's dive into it. So here's the box. And I got this at AliExpress. I think it was around 50 bucks. So let's open it up. Now, right off the bat, I found one thing odd. This was right at the top. Now, I've already opened this. I've played with it a while. I've had it for a day. And so, but I just wanted to put it right back just the way I got it, just to show, the experience. I have no idea. I mean, this is their packing. This is a little odd looking, But anyway, that's in there. So let's toss that to the side. Let's take it out. Now, the only thing extra that came in the box was, paperwork that I'm sure does come with the real Sebenza. A guarantee, which is kind of funny. Chinese knife company guarantee, Chris Reeve Sebenza. And there you go. Nothing major. The box, and that's it. Now, the one thing I must say, I'm a little disappointed. I was expecting to get in the box that I didn't get. I thought I was going to get one of those classic Chris Reeve, those blue cloths. And I was like, finally I'm going to have, even if it's a knockoff cloth or the real thing, if I'm going to have one of those, and I don't even have one, because it didn't even come with one. Now, whether they do come with those, I don't know. I think my buddy, Canadian Sheepdog, I think he did a review of this knife, but I've seen it a while ago, so I don't recall if he got the cloth. But anyway, let me take it out. Comes in this pouch. I had it upside down. Think twice, cut once. I'm assuming that's his saying. Whether this is exactly like the real thing, I don't know. Feels pretty quality. I wouldn't doubt, to tell you the truth, but it could be leather. I'm not saying it definitely is, but it could be. Let's move that to the side. Came in a plastic. Had some factory roll, but nothing major. So, here it is. Now, we'll go take you around it. What I like about it, what I don't like. I'm going to do a live cutting test really quick. I haven't cut with it yet. I figure I'd do it with you. Now, let's go over some quick stats so we get those out of the way. Unfortunately, for some stupid reason, I didn't copy it in U.S. Denomination. I did it in millimeters or whatever, metric. I'm trying to say, like an idiot. So, so anyway, the blade material is, again, take all this with a grain of salt. The blade material is D2 Stonewash D2 blade. Let's get it open and show you. The overall length is 212 millimeters. The blade length is 90 millimeters. The blade thickness, I guess at its thickest point, is 3.4 millimeters. Now they're calling the handle, for some reason, double titanium alloy, TC4. Again, take that with a grain of salt. We don't know if it definitely is. And it weighs in at 200 grams. So again, let's start taking it all around it. Nice looking blade. Now, if you see sweat marks on here, it's an extremely hot day in New Jersey right now. It's like late afternoon and it's still clocking in at 95 degrees with high humidity. So let's see. Centering is good. The lockup is over 50%. Now I'm usually not a big fan of a lockup that's over 50%, because I feel like I'm stretching over, trying too hard to close the knife. But this one closes pretty well. But we'll go over that. Let me fade back a little bit. The thumb studs looks like blue anodized. I can't say it right. I'm going to try. Many a moon ago, I busted out the magnifying glass. Let's see if is that helping all? Not really. Blue anodized. Well, I guess it helps a little bit. As we said, it's a frame lock. Tip up pocket carry. Tip up pocket clip, pocket carry. Got it. Came with automatically came with paracord. I didn't put this on, it was on already. I think that's the way the real Sebenza comes. Let's see. Oh, I guess pretty deep. I'm sure some people would like it, a little deeper. So let's do a quick size comparison. Again, we're going rich today. $20. I mean, I know we heard the stats. Granted, I did it in metric, but I like showing you against things that you know. Let's get that out of the way. Pencil. Pretty much the same length as a pencil. So let's get this out of the way. Do a quick wipe. Now, the likes and dislikes. Well, first of all, before we say we like it or dislike it, let's try cutting something with it. And again, I'm known for screwing up on camera, but we're gonna see how it goes. Let's fade back a little bit. First cut ever. Okay, not too bad. Okay, not great. Let's see again. Oh, no, I'm better. I take that back. Yeah, very sharp. So let's get rid of the paper. Now, does this look like the 25? Now, from pictures and videos I've seen, I would say yes, very much so. Now, for the die-hard fans, I'm sure they can get down and dirty and, get it down to the nitty-gritty of what the differences are, but that's not what this video is all about. I would do that if I had both, but I don't. So I just showed you it's pretty sharp. Now, here's one of its major negatives. Now, I read reviews about this that said this, but I still got it anyway. As it is, this knife is impossible to open with one hand, which is a major, major fault. Now, I have read that over time, it does get better. And of course, anybody who's a fan of taking stuff apart, you know, I'm sure can make it work. You know, but I'm going to I have that Hoppy's oil, and I have other stuff that I'm going to try to, you know, try to get it, you know, to I can at least open it with one hand. And what I've been doing since yesterday, getting this, besides, you know, fooling around with it, checking it out, looking it over with a magnifying glass. I mean, you know, without the oil yet, because I wanted to see it on its own. I want to tell you how you're going to get it out of the box. I've been, you know, playing with it, seeing if I can get it, you know, open, but still, even after all that, I still can't open it with one hand. And what I don't like either, because of that stress that you're trying over one hand. Now, I'm assuming where the clip goes on the real thing, this is where as it is on the clone, that's where it goes on the real thing. But so because you're pushing here, you're putting pressure here with your fingers, and this is, you know, just doesn't feel right. But again, if it worked the way it should, you wouldn't even, like, if it's as smooth as other people say that Sebenzas are, this wouldn't be a problem pushing it here and not having to worry about the clip here. It almost feels like this clip should be here. But I think this is properly placed. But again, you can leave a comment if you own one and let me know if I'm wrong on that part. But as it stands, impossible to open. Now, I was looking at it through, like I said, with the magnifying glass. There's nothing really in there, but somebody mentioned, I think one of my subscribers mentioned, I think it was C, I'm not sure, C-S-E-A, that, you know, because a lot of dirt's in the pivot and stuff, and that's what it feels like. It feels almost gritty as you're trying to open it. It's either gritty or it's rubbing against something, but when I look at it through the magnifying glass, and, you know, I don't see it really rubbing against anything, so maybe it's gritty. So at first I'm going to try, you know, with the Hoppy's oil and see if that'll help it. But when it is open, you can easily close it with one hand. It's not a problem. There's a D10 too. It's good. I'll show you. See how it slides in at the end? So, end result. Do you buy this knife? It's hard to say. Because of the quality of the materials, the quality of the feel, you know, what it stands for. I don't know, is that a good thing to say, what it stands for? You got to compare this for what it is, not, I guess, not what it stands for. Not that it stands for a $400+ knife. Would you buy this knife if it had no bearing on another brand for $50? And I'd say I've been battling. By the way, this is India made. I'm not India, Idaho made. I've been battling that thought all day. If this was just a knife company coming out with a knife for $50 with everything the same, would I buy it? And I don't know. I'm still tossing and turning about that. You know, maybe after a couple of hundred or whatever openings, this thing will be looser and it's going to be smooth. Maybe it won't. You know, it is sharp. It does feel like quality. It does feel like more than a $50 knife. So I'm leaning towards yes. And it's odd that I'm making this video without a definitive answer, because usually I like to give you guys a definitive yes, no, definitely get it, don't get it. This one's hard to say. I'm leaning towards yes. I mean, $50 for a knife that stands for $400, but again, I keep going back to comparing it, and I'm trying not to do that. I guess we wouldn't even be having this conversation if the knife flew open. If the knife flew open and was buttery smooth, I'd be all over saying, yeah, you gotta get it, oh my god, this thing is great, even without knowing anything about what a real Sebenza feels like, or acts like, or cuts like. So, there you have it. I'm going to leave this one open. Like I said, I'm swaying, yes. Maybe I might do, this might be one of my rare videos that I might do again in the future. Like, revisit this knife and say, you know, see how is it working since then, you know, after it's been opened a couple of hundred times, and after it's cut a few different things, and after it's been EDC'd, you know, I hate that that combo. I just said it now, but even if it's been EDC'd for a while, to see how it works. But right now, as it is, I just want to show you how it is. I'm on the fence whether I would definitely buy this again. I do like it, but I also am a fan of opening up knives with one hand, and again, I cannot open this. So let's zoom in for the last shot. So there you have it, the Chris Reeve Sebenza 25 knife clone. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, and I hope you enjoyed the video.